Hello again, here we are back at Brynich. The aqueduct is just that way, and this is about as far as I came on the first walk. So I've just walked up here from Talybont on Esk, which is 4 miles that way, and I'm going to walk back now, and this time I'm going to take some video and some photos for you to see. The canal is quite full in some parts. I haven't sadly seen any boats moving on the canal, but there are 1 or 2 moored up for you to see. So I'm going to walk back and take some video and some photos as I go. Hope you find it interesting, and let's go. So here we are, just after Brynich, on our way down to Talybont on Esk, and just over there, that's actually where, if you remember in episode 1, I showed you a boat called Dragonfly, which does day trips. They bring the Dragonfly all the way down here, and that's where they turn it, and they turn it using poles. A guy at the front and a guy at the back pushing poles in opposite directions, and it just about fits in that gap. It's fabulous to see. Right, let's crack on. So good to see a lot more water in the canal at this point. Rather noisy sheep. Oh, in fact, they're coming down to have a drink by the looks of it. Best leave them to it, I think. So at this point, the canal and the River Esk are more or less parallel to each other. Most of the water for the canal actually comes from the River Esk, further back towards Brecon, I think. just after where the work was being carried out. You can see the effect of damming the canal. You can see the banks quite clearly now. I'm not sure whether you could take a boat up through this, but definitely wouldn't be room for 2 boats. So here we are at Bridge 152, and as you can see, a set of stop planks for closing the canal off, and that's where they put them. Fortunately today it's not closed off, but the canal is pretty low, as you can see, because it's not getting its normal supply of water. Look how shallow the banks are on either side. So even if the canal was full, you get an idea of just how little depth there is actually for 2 boats to cross. It's probably fine in the middle, but that's why sometimes you run aground when you give way for someone else. Still, at least it looks like nice soft mud. So here we are, bridge number 150, which is a lift bridge, and this is the kind you have to wind up yourself using your windlass. You fit it over this and you turn and you turn and you turn and you turn lots and lots of times, and then it will lift up. This particular bridge has got a mechanism on both sides, which is really nice. So it can be operated whichever direction you're going. Sometimes there's only a mechanism on the one side, and that can be a bit difficult, as I'll probably explain as we get down to the next bridge. So I think there are 5 lift bridges altogether. So this was the second one. The first one was back at Penkeckley, and they're down at the moment. Probably this one doesn't get used a great deal, but nonetheless, the general rule is that you leave the bridge in the position that you found it. And whilst you're winding up the bridge, you use the similar kind of bollard that you see at the lock. It's not very far to the next one. Bridge 149, another lift bridge. Now you'll notice on this one, there once was a mechanism on this side, but there ain't no more. The mechanism is over that side, only that side. So this is not a problem if you've got a couple of people on your boat, because you can tie up, somebody can go across, operate the mechanism, your boat goes through, they then lower the bridge, they walk over and they rejoin you. But if you're on your own, on your boat, it's what's known as a single-hander, it's a lot more difficult, because you walk over here and your boat's over there, and you wind it up, you're stuck. So a little bit of cleverness has to be involved. Either you hang around and wait for someone else to come along in their boat, and then you ask them if you can follow them through, or you take your boat over to the other side and you tie it off and you get out over there, drive your boat through or pull it through, and then tie the back of it over there, so that you can lower the bridge again and jump back on your boat, and away you go. So it's so much easier if the mechanism is on the towpath side and the bridge opens that way. But you know, people get around it. Just means takes a little bit longer. Perhaps you need to take a little bit more care. And once again, the mechanism is on the non-towpath side. This bridge, in my memory though, is always up, so usually not a problem. One more lift bridge left, and that's the one in Talybont, which is a different kettle of fish altogether, as we'll shortly see. So here we are at Talybont on Usk, and the last lift bridge. This one is an electric lift bridge. You stop your boat in a normal way, walk up here, and then using a special key operate the bridge. The barriers will come down, traffic will stop, and the bridge will lift up quite quickly actually. And then you boat through, moor down by there, come back and lower the bridge. Sadly, I don't think we'll see it working today. But I must say, having used it myself, it is so much easier than winding the bridge up. Oh, it is so much easier. Even if it does annoy the motorists a bit, it is so much easier. So that's the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. I thought I'd include this short video of a couple of swans I came across. They seem to be having a nice time and weren't at all bothered by me. So the next episode in this series of canal walks will be from Talybont on Usk to Llangollen, where there are 5 locks, and I hope to do that soon. But in the meantime, it's goodbye from these two, and goodbye from me. Goodbye!